Hi, I'm Stephen and I'm showing off HealthCam, mass detection for hospitals and public spaces during the COVID-19 crisis and beyond. So we know by now that COVID-19 spreads rapidly and it has implications for all of us. Initiatives like Mask for All has potential to save lives, and we've got legislators drafting laws on whether masks should be mandatory outdoors. Currently there are no techniques to ensure mask compliance, however, and the consequences of a breach of hospital protocol for not wearing a mask can include high costs and even threatening the most vulnerable. So our solution is an automated solution to enforce healthcare protocols and to prevent violations before they occur. It's basically a latch lock system which only unlocks when it detects that you're wearing a mask through computer vision via the PPE detector for laboratory safety SageMaker model. This system also provides data analysis to be accessible to administration. So I've got a demo here of the system. So what's happening right now is I've got a Raspberry Pi camera set up and it's constantly scanning for pixel changes. Once it reaches a certain threshold, it's going to send an image over to SageMaker for analysis. It's going to send it via API gateway where it'll get picked up by a Lambda function. It'll dump them into an S3 bucket and in turn that'll go to So this is a demo of our detection system running. So we've got a Raspberry Pi camera set up. What's happening is it's constantly scanning for pixel changes, and when it detects it, it sends it to an API gateway where it gets processed. So we can see that it's detected that I'm wearing a mask, and when we reload this page, we see that yep, we've got a compliant mask, in this case me wearing a mask. We refresh it again just to check that it's still working, and yep, we can see that we've still got mask pictures coming through. So now I've taken my mask off and it'll detect that very shortly. So it's detected that it's seen one person in frame and they're not wearing a mask. And if I take a look at my images now, I can see that I've got some violations from the Raspberry Pi and yep, I'm not wearing a mask. In this demo I show off our lock mechanism. So what I've got right there is an override switch that I've pressed, so in case you get locked out and you really need to get in, we can see that it's triggered an override and it's run the detection, and it showed up as an override event in our dashboard there. We also have the ability to flag events with the thumbs up and thumbs down to say if they're correct or not. So the first set of components that's worth mentioning is the Raspberry Pi. So it's deployed as a Python package. It communicates with the backend via API gateway. There's an override button that we've demonstrated for emergencies, and what it does is it detects pixel changes. If too many pixels have changed in the frame, then I'll send it over to processing because there's obviously been movement and there might be someone in frame. It does this to save bandwidth, and this entire system is set up so that when it gets a response back from API gateway, which again is triggering the SageMaker model for detecting the mask, it actuates the lock mechanism if it detects you wearing a mask. The website is a modern web app powered by TypeScript and Vue. It's serverless, so it's a static site hosted with AWS Lambdas. It features a dashboard and access monitor. Data gets aggregated, ready for analytics, and it's available on that link there. Bringing it all together is our AWS architecture diagram. We've got the Raspberry Pi and Amplify communicating with the backend via API gateway. The Raspberry Pi sends the image and metadata to the API gateway, which gets picked up by a Lambda function. SageMaker then calls the model endpoint to do predictions on whether a mask is being worn or not. It puts a copy of the image into S3, where access is provided via signed URLs, and it puts metadata information into PostgreSQL. I've been Stephen, and the other person who worked on this was Rico Betty.